I was about to take off my makeup when I realized that the Goodreads Choice Award winners were announced early. They keep doing that to me. This is not cool. I have feelings about the Goodreads Choice Award. Like it or not, it is a popularity contest, which isn't always a bad thing. I do feel like it can be a nice way to see books that are apparently popular that you've never heard of. I don't tend to really agree with the winners. I did do a video where I was mentioning my personal votes. I ended up only voting for one category because for some reason, I haven't been reading a lot of the really new releases in those categories, and the ones that I liked weren't necessarily there. So I did not look. I closed my laptop so quickly as soon as I saw the little banner. So we're just gonna do this. Oh, nice. You know what? It's kind of a vibe, okay? It took me forever to get one of those headbands, and I finally feel like a true beauty influencer. So let me click on it and hope for the best. By the way, I'm not planning on doing my Goodreads Choice Award challenge next year. I'm replacing it with my Nebula and Hugo Award challenge. So I'm reading a bunch of the nominees and winners because I feel like that challenge will work better for me. No hard feelings. I will probably, well, some hard feelings, but I'll probably still get recommendation from the like top 3 winners here. So, okay, I saw fiction. Listen, I saw fiction. So let's talk about fiction. I saw it, but Yellowface, R.F. Kuang. Who's shocked? No one. No one. I'm pretty sure this was the only book I had read in that category. Yeah. And I did not vote for it because I have mixed feelings about it, but I'm not surprised that it was the winner considering that I've seen this video, this book, literally everywhere, and it won by a lot. Second place is 60k votes, and Yellowface is 200k, so an easy winner. I still want to read Tom Lake because a lot of you told me that it's narrated, the audiobook by Meryl Streep, so I'm curious. Plus that cover is really appealing to me. Otherwise on that list, there was only Mame that was also on my list. So, historical fiction. I don't think I had read any. Ooh, the winner is Weird Word. This was in my books I did not finish video. I couldn't do it. I was listening to it as an audiobook, which usually makes it easier to finish a book, right? You don't really have to like actively be reading, but I wasn't feeling it. And then a lot of you told me that there was a lot of like problematic content in there too, so I don't feel too bad not finishing it. But 62k votes for that one. Second place is 46. I don't think there's anything else that I really want to read. To be honest, historical fiction and me were not the best pals. Best mystery thriller. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, The Housemaid's Secret. This is the second book in that series, and I do have The Housemaid on my TBR. I thought I was going to read it this year, to be honest, but I just got overwhelmed. It's gonna happen in 2024. I still want to know. I haven't tried anything by the author. She's so popular. I've been warned that it might not be an all-time favorite, but like a popcorn read, which, you know what? Yes, sometimes that's exactly what I want. So I'm gonna try that. Lisa Jewell is number 2. None of this is true. Is it worth it? I feel like I've tried 2 of her books and I couldn't finish them, so I don't know. Third position, Riley Sager, Never Again. I've tried so many of his books and it kept getting worse, and a lot of you told me that this one is better, but I don't care at this point. In 5th position, there's Vera Wong's, which I do want to read that one. There were a few that I wanted to read, but I'm not too surprised by any of this, to be honest. So let's see romance. I don't read a ton of romance, but maybe I can get some Happy Place, Emily Henry. Okay. This wasn't my favorite by her. It's probably my least. This one and People We Meet on Vacation were not my favorite. I really liked Book Lovers and Beach Read. Love both of those. This one, not so much, but I will still continue reading her books. I know a lot of you told me, because I asked for more recommendations for romance, a lot of you told me that Yours Truly was definitely worth it. The Mentor was also really good, but it's the second book in a series. So do I need to read book 1? Let me know, because I do want to try to find more authors that write romance that I like, because I was a big hater for a while. To be fair, I feel like a lot of it was influenced by why romance fantasy, like they were disguised as fantasy, but they were romance, and like chapter 1 you're introduced to the love interest, and it's just so cliche, and like I just never liked them. But in theory I just didn't care for the ones that were being recommended. So yes, banter is important. No like miscommunication, silly things. Hopefully more mature, more adults, which is why I've been really enjoying Emily Henry. So let me know, should I read book 1 too, or can I just skip to book 2? You tell me. Are you serious, Chunk? Really? Do you see how big he's gotten? So, Romantasy. To absolutely no one's surprise, Fourth Wing is the winner. I did read that one. It was definitely the worst writing I have read this year. Very readable, so I understand. I believe the author has said some weird comments online, so people are not really wanting to continue supporting her. I wasn't really planning on continuing. It happened, but I have moved on. And a lot of you told me that Assistant to the Villain was a don't pick it up kind of book, because I was thinking about it because I was seeing it more and more, and I guess I won't now. Should I? Should I not? Tell me. Fantasy. Okay, we're finally getting to the categories I am emotionally invested in. And fantasy, Hellbent by Leigh Bardugo. Okay, I'm having this reaction because Ninth House, I had really complicated feelings because in theory it sounded super appealing. Murder mystery, academia setting, magic, like it sounds really good in theory, but in practice I didn't care for it. I really struggled to finish it, and I've been dreading picking up book 2 even though I want to like it. So since it's that popular now, I probably should pick it up. In second position is Dress of the Emerald Sea, Brandon Sanderson. Not shocking because it's Brandon Sanderson. I feel like people will vote no matter what. Third position is the one I voted for, A Day of Fallen Night. It is so worth it, okay? It is so worth it. You can start with this one. This is the prequel to The Priory of the Orange Tree, and yes, pick it up. Stop playing with the freaking... They keep eating these. This is not good. No. Stop looking at me like that. Ooh, fourth position is Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia. I can't say that title ever, but in fourth position we have Emily Wilde's Of Fairies, and I just picked that up because you guys recommended it to me. So I'm really glad that it's in fourth position because it doesn't seem to be as well known. Like, it has 44,000 ratings on the book and there's like 38,000 votes. So it sounds like a lot of people that read it ended up voting for it, which I'm seeing this as a good sign, and I'm even more excited. I think I'm gonna read this in like January because a lot of you told me that it's set in winter time too, so like, of course. And fourth position, Bookshops and Bone Dust. I have read that. I did enjoy it. The first one is still better, but it's there. In fifth position, The Fragile Threads of Power, V.E. Schwab. I liked the main female character that is new to the series. It definitely felt like the first book in a series, and you have to read the whole trilogy before that too. But, and then Cassandra Clare, I haven't read, won't read. Adventures of Emmy Nice, I have read. So I have read like 6 of the top 8. I feel like that's the one category that I felt like voting, because otherwise, when you've read only 1 or 2, unless you really love it. What after that? Ooh, I'm seeing The Will of the Many that I picked up because of your recommendation also, so I'm excited for that one. It didn't get that many votes, but I think it's really recent, right? 5,600 votes, and it only has like 9,000 ratings on Goodreads, so we'll see if it's underrated. But I will still stand by my opinion that Blood Over Bright Haven should have won. It's self-published though, so I don't know if they go on there or not. The comment section wasn't clear. Some of you said that they could, some said don't, whatever. I still think it should win. It should have. Pick it up. That's the reasoning here. Okay, sci-fi. Another one of my favorite category. Let's see what happened there. Okay, In the Lives of Puppets by T.J. Klune. I have only read 1 book by them. Is it linked to it? Let me double check. I don't think so. I have not picked that up. Second position, we have Pierce Brown. I've given up on that series. So, yeah. Ooh, third we have Starter Villain. Okay, with the cat on cover. A lot of you told me that cats are important, and I have been mentioning that I was hoping to do a reading vlog. It was going to be a surprise, but now it's out, so I might as well talk about it because I think it's funny, where I'll be using the title like Crazy Cat Lady and reading books with cats because I have too many cats. So so I might as well add that one to my list. I need to pick that up. Fourth position, there's The Marriage Act by John Mars. Is it worth it? I've only read the one by him this year. That's the first time I was reading anything by him, and it was okay. Is that one good? Because the average rating is not super high, but I mean, a bunch of people did vote. This is where I have issues with Goodreads. It has 11, almost 12,000 ratings. but 26,000 people voted for it. And while I am sure it's possible that people didn't put any rating or marked it as read and voted for it anyway. Please don't touch the microphone, poo-poo. It's possible, but like 15,000 people, it's suspicious. I definitely feel like it happens that people just recognize the author and vote for them. That's my theory. And same thing with System Collapse by Martha Wells. This is like the 7th book in the Murderbot Diaries, and I have a feeling people just vote for this because they've enjoyed the series even though they haven't even read that one yet. That's my little bitter theory. I've only really cared for the first book in that series, to be honest, so that doesn't help. Now, from the other ones, I'm curious to see which one are going to be worth it. The one in 6th position seems to be well regarded. Chain Gang All-Stars? I haven't heard anything about that one. 2 Top Women Gladiator fight for their freedom. Okay, in like a dystopian version of America. Maybe. I think I might have to add that to my TBR. And this is why I still look at the Goodreads nominees and winners, because sometimes you find things that look really appealing that you would have never seen otherwise. Are you serious, Claudia? This so runs in the family. You haven't seen that video yet, but the mom did that. You're gonna see that in a video very soon, but both girls climbed a tree because of course. Ooh, a lot of you told me to read I Keep My Exoskeletons to Myself, so that one is already on my TBR. I will pick it up, hopefully again, in 2024. And that's kind of mostly what I had on my TBR, so let me know if there's anything else you think I should pick up. Let's look at horror, even though I'm not the biggest horror reader. Holly, Stephen King, to no one's surprise. Okay. How to Sell a Haunted House by Grady Enricks. I have read one book by him this year, and I wanted to read another one, so I might pick this one up because why not? Now, YA fantasy and sci-fi. I don't read a ton of YA anymore, but I haven't heard of that one at all. Divine Rivals. To be honest, I highly doubt I'll pick up any books from that list. Claudia, I swear. Can you see her? It's pretty dark right now, but let me... Do you see her? Claudia, what are you doing? Your mom was in that exact same spot. If the tree falls, I'm going to be so annoyed. Young adult fiction. I highly doubt also I know any of the books on that list. Yeah, I don't. A lot of you were really disappointed that they removed, is it middle grade? And there was another category, poetry. I hadn't even noticed. Like, I knew a few were, like, gone. They've really been reducing, and, like, I'm sad. There were a few, like, nonfiction categories that I really like to get recommendations from, and they're gone now. Debut novel, Wayward, again. I didn't finish it, so I shouldn't have that much of an opinion, but I do. Unfortunately, it wasn't anything I liked, but this one is 2nd position. Let me just check what it was. Magical realism. Whoa. 2 Strange Half-Sisters, tasked with guarding their family's library of magical books. I might have to pick that up. Okay. See, and this is the reason I'm still on here. That sounds really appealing to me, for sure. So, okay. Okay, otherwise I've mentioned them. Okay, nonfiction. I am looking for recommendation for next year, so let's see. Poverty by America. Okay. Only has 25. Oh, the only one I had read, I think, is in 2nd position by like 500 votes. And it was Butts, A Backstory, which was fun for what it was. But obviously the one that won is a bit more serious. Art Thief, a true story of love, crime, and dangerous obsession. It's about a prolific art thief. Okay. That's interesting. If my library has the audiobook, I might actually add that to my list. 8 Rules of Love, no thank you. I'll have to go through the rest of the list to see, but nothing is jumping to me. I don't even know where they find these. They're supposed to be... Okay, memoir. I read about one a year, so let's see. Britney Spears, yeah. I think no one's going to be surprised. I've heard it's really good. It's not on my list, but not because I don't like her or anything. It's just that, again, I don't really tend to read them, but maybe I'll pick it up as an audiobook from the library. But I don't think there was anything on that list that I was really intrigued by, but I called it. I feel like everyone called it. There's nothing shocking about it. It was for sure going to be her. Best history and biography. Okay. The winner is The Wager, A Tale of Shipwreck, Mutiny, and Murder. Not really my thing, but The Six, The Untold Story of America's First Women Astronaut. Maybe. I feel like there's been a lot of books on that topic lately. I feel like sometimes like a trend starts and like you get a bunch, not necessarily a bad thing. The ratings are good, so maybe. Killing the Witches. Honestly, I feel like that topic has been pushed to death. Yeah, I don't think there's anything on that list that I really want to pick up. World War II, no thank you. Yeah, Plagues I've read a lot, so yeah, I think I'm just gonna check what my library has for next year, and I'll do TBR in January because I do want to read more nonfiction. Best humor, do you get a recommendation from that list for humor? I feel like the only ones that I've really read on there are, is it Jenny Lawson? She is funny. Being Henry, I don't know who that person is, to be honest. Let's be honest. Again, I grew up only speaking French. We do not get the same stuff you guys get. Yeah, I don't know any of these. So that's it. Oh my gosh, it is weird. Usually, yeah, we used to get the sciencey nonfiction, and then, like you said, middle grade and poetry. There used to be cookbooks, which, to be honest, I don't really miss that, but oh, and comics, right? There used to be one for comics. That is crazy. So are we really surprised? Let me go back to seeing all of them. I think the only one that surprises me is Wayward. I don't think I had realized how popular it was because, again, I put it down really quickly. I thought I was going to like it. It seemed like magical, kind of dark, and I just couldn't do it. And let me double check what you guys told me in the comments because now I don't remember. And that way I can be useful to all of you. Some of you are saying that I should push through. Some of you are saying that it's really weird. Oh, apparently there's a lot of assault and abuse. So there were two storylines, and you were saying that the modern one is not great. Okay, a lot of you also DNF'd it, so it's not just me. Oh, then some of you say that it was your only 5-star. Okay, I think it's going to divide people, so that's fair, that's fair. But yeah, I think that for me, it's the only one that I was surprised to see as a winner. So what about you? How do you feel about the winners? Are you still getting recommendations? Are you over it? How does it work for you? Personally, like I said, for categories like fantasy and sci-fi, I will still get recommendations from the ones that I hadn't heard of, but they seem to be popular and well-liked, so I might as well try them. And mystery thriller, I'm a little bit more skeptical. I still get sucked in every time and regret it, but I feel like out of like 5, maybe I'll like 1, and I feel like it still feels worth it, but statistically speaking, probably not. So that's gonna be it. I'm gonna go put the babies, I'm gonna go and tire them and put them to bed because that poor tree needs a break. And yeah, that's it. I'm gonna go back to taking off my makeup, and I will see you coming video very soon. Bye. I really like this. How do you call that where you're from? Is it like a rat tail?